action! Hello everybody, I'm MasterCode, your ace analyst, and today we continue the Knights of Harmony storyline in issue number 101, season 10, episode 13. In issue number 100, we were finally introduced to the Knights, who we discover are now on a mission to attack Equestria. We open with the citizens of Canterlot taking refuge in the castle, with the Knights knocking on the city's door, more specifically the pink shield surrounding it.
Too much pink energy is dangerous.
Twilight meets with the leader Danu, who orders her to give them the elements, which of course is impossible as the main six are imbued with them. I do like the characterization and design of Danu. Outside those creepy robes, he looks like a normal citizen of Equestria, which makes him much more intimidating because he could easily blend in with the populace, even with his large size and multicolored mane. I like the way that he carries himself, being all calm and casual, despite announcing his intentions to outright kill the main six.
I'm necessary evil.
While he's not an over-the-top wahahaha villain like the Pony of Shadows, I appreciate a much more reserved antagonist letting his magic and words speak for himself. Though his eccentricities make him an interesting antagonist as we see him take pride in his mission and face-hoofing at idiocy. From just his powers alone, he could probably sink the entire city of Canterlot in a crater. The dude's in no particular hurry, but he knows he could wipe out an entire army with a single attack. He's wise and methodical as we see him and his group oh so casually subvert the shield by digging under it. The rest of the Knights are revealed and oh dear sweet Celestia!
Oh man, what is that thing?
Apparently there's squid people on this planet. So we have Tyrannus, who is the element of pride. We have, okay, I'm just gonna call it Sharktopus because that's what it is. Who is the element of acceptance. Danu, the element of loyalty and earth. Ceridwen, the element of equity. Baylor, the element of magic. And Morrigan, the element of faith. Taking a step back to the previous issue, we learned about the different temples the Knights built for the Trees of Harmony. Along with that, we learned that each tree and temple govern a different bond, which were love, family, history, purpose, and patriotism. It was never revealed which race or home inhabited the bond of patriotism, though it was hinted that it was the Knights, and from this lineup of elements, it's pretty much confirmed. Patriotism is defined as one's pride and devotion for their homeland, along with the citizens who inhabit it. The element of magic is just that, but pride, equity, faith, acceptance, and loyalty describe attributes that would govern the success of a country to thrive. Love or pride of their home, equality amongst all who live there, faith that the country will survive, accepting one another's differences, and remaining loyal to the ideals of their home, though I am interested to hear your guys' interpretation of these elements. At the same time, it makes me wonder why these Knights who were once paragons of good, helping races all around the world, to suddenly turn on everyone to destroy the elements. Perhaps these elements' ideals were interpreted in such a way that they realized for order and equity to exist amongst all, they need to remove these magnificent elements of power, so every creature around the world isn't wielding these godlike powers. Or maybe pride for their country has corrupted them to believe that they are the greatest country in the world, and to spread that influence of how great they are, they must conquer all other territories to establish quote-unquote equity and acceptance amongst all. Let me hear your thoughts and predictions on this as well. Moving on, overall the Knights have a great look. All the different races, unique personalities, and just great designs overall, especially Ceridwen with her many colors and that freaky squid thing. Also, there's a dragon wearing a kilt!
Look what I got under me kilt!
The comic also gave great build-up to some of the Knights' powers, where earlier we saw the whole kingdom begin to shake with Danu's earth manipulation, and the girls got splashed by these strange water jets from Sharktopus. The battle between both forces begin, but Equestria's forces are almost immediately wiped out in hilarious ways.
I was frozen today!
Now, it is admittedly short, but the story did need to thoroughly establish the Knights' dominance and that they are a legit threat, completely jobbing out the royal forces. Though admittedly, the guards have always been inept when some evil forces attack, so it's not too surprising. Also, Sharktopus fights dirty. Oh, low blow, ah.
That one hurt my marble sack.
As I mentioned, they're also a great band of personalities, from the over-the-top brash nature of Tyrannus, the eccentric and upbeat Baylor, Ceridwen's demeanor shift from imposing to eerily calm, and then there's Morgan, who, now, how do I describe her techniques?
Scary beyond all reason.
Yeah, that's it.
Holy crap, that is freaking terrifying! Look at the way her evil essence just sinks into his forced open eye sockets!
Now that's fucked up.
Back in the throne room, everyone realizes that the essence of the elements of harmony were transferred also to the young six during the final battle with T-Rex, Cozy, and Chrysalis. The comic then ends with every pony going out to see if the kids are okay, only to run into the knights and their new army of mind-controlled ponies.
So you came back to die with your city.
Lastly, let's talk about the artwork, illustrated by Quisisto and Breckle. Quisisto's greatest strength is the amount of detail to the objects and characters in every single frame. The structures in the opening shot of Canterlot look absolutely amazing, with each building thoroughly fleshed out, even minor details like shadows under bridges. Most of the other backgrounds are just as equally detailed, with different shades of colors and only using minimalist art in distant shots. I've already mentioned the great designs of the antagonists, but they, along with every pony else, are very expressive, instilling a lot of comedy, energy, and some downright creepy stuff, as mentioned. Wow. And now, to offset the serious maturity of this moment, and because Quisisto is the artist, it's once again time for the plot counter gag. But in all seriousness, this is a really good comic. The tale deal with issue number 100 could not fully realize. The main problem with that issue was that it suffered from too much exposition and not enough actual talking. Exposition is admittedly necessary, but there are a lot of wasted elements, like the marriage, the prick of a prince, and Lara and Bonbon, who essentially did nothing. And it just didn't have the epic feel of a landmark issue number 100 should have been. In this comic, there was dialogue, which was interesting, and didn't come off as exposition, as we saw Twilight, Danu, and other characters interact with each other, all the while displaying their various personalities. There was a decent amount of action, but the comic did successfully sell the Knights of Harmony as legitimate threats, and ended on a great climax with them essentially taking over the kingdom. In the end, I highly recommend this comic, and I look forward to the conclusion of the Knights of Harmony arc. Well, that's it for the day, guys. Until next time, MC out!